Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you are following us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Give us a 5-star rating. It massively helps us out. Enjoy.
Welcome back to Pitch Side, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm joined by the man who never wears a hat, Mr. Reeve.
No, that's not true. I wore a blue one before. I wore a Christmas one.
What's under the hat? I want a hair reveal.
Oh, no, that's why I'm wearing a hat.
Oh, is it?
I've got a full M&M 8 Mile because the...
Damn, that is a solid set of hairline. That is unlike me. Anyways, we are joined. we are joined by our second City fan of the season, Buvey. Welcome to Pitch Side. How have you been? What have you been up to?
Good, mate. Yeah, watching City do very well this season.
Yeah,
you know?
Again,
nice.
shock.
Win football matches. That's all we're good at. Do you know what I mean?
How long have you been a City fan for?
My whole life. My whole
Okay.
life, yeah.
Okay.
How long is your whole life?
Since I was 5 years old. So that's 21 years ago now.
You were born at 5 years old?
I was born. Came out five. Well developed. Well developed.
Because we were discussing just now, weren't we, about how like some of our friends we know have sort of just changed supporting of their club, and I know a lot of City are very like used to that, especially in the modern era.
I'm not actually sure. I've genuinely been a City fan since we were terrible, and I don't know anyone that's actually converted to City. I come from the West Country. Obviously, you guys are saying you come from parts of the UK where it's similar for that to happen, and everyone's a United fan or a Chelsea fan. I don't know many that have actually converted to City.
Yeah. What? How come you do
mean?
support City?
So my granddad used to live in Manchester, but being in the West Country, you just there is no gravitational pull to any other club in the West Country. It's shocking.
Forest Green
are doing well, top of League 2. I hope they go up.
Yeah.
Swindon Town are the only Premier League club that have come from the West Country.
Yeah.
No Bristol City. Bristol Rovers are shocking.
Rovers. Yeah,
they're absolutely shocking.
The gas.
Managed by Joey Barton of all people.
Wait, what?
Joey Barton manages Bristol Rovers.
Currently?
There was a period of time where Bristol Rovers had more red cards than goals for about
Absolute
3 or 4
shock.
months.
Joe Barton comes in.
Seriously.
and
put
gets
it down.
And Reeve, what have you been up to this week?
Nothing really.
Oh, well, that was an anticlimax.
Oh, do you want me to do it for the reverse?
Go on then.
Oh, just making me seem like my life's miserable.
So I've been...
Right, okay, Theo, what have you been up to this week?
Well, I've been broadening my knowledge on the French league. What's your opinions on the French league? Obviously, Messi plays there at the moment. Neymar and back. So 3 of the biggest names in world football play in the French league.
It's a different tone of voice before we went on this.
Yeah, you got a Joey Barton twinge of
My name is Theo.
No, it's awful. It's an awful league, and that's no disrespect to anyone who's French that follows Marseille or Nice or Monaco, but it's an awful league. And the fact that PSG fans are booing Messi shows
that's
they're not
ridiculous.
real.
That is
real
ridiculous.
Did you see Thierry Henry recently came out and said it was actually after yesterday, when obviously PSG lost 3-0 to the mighty Monaco. Shout out to Monaco.
You're a Monaco fan.
You're like contractually obliged to say
you know
all
what?
these now.
You know what? I was out then. I was like, what? I want to like adopt like a French team. You know how like in Italy I love AC Milan.
Yeah.
I want to sort of adopt a team in France. I feel like Monaco is my team. Obviously, Thierry Henry started there.
Yeah.
You know, Fabregas plays there currently. And
Is he
Mbappe,
still playing there?
Yeah, he is.
That's so cool. I thought he retired.
No, he's not retired. I think he's moving very
Final
soon.
season.
But
Monaco's that's a very hipster team to pick in France.
It's quite like a. Obviously, they're very, very good. They're having a bit of a iffy last few months. They're not doing great. But no, I quite like. They've got a very, very good youth academy as well. Like one of the best youth academies in the world, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, Thierry Henry came out and said recently, it's embarrassing that the PSG fans are booing Messi when I believe Messi. Oh, I want to get the quote properly, but Messi's like the top assist. He's like the top.
I think he's created the most goals.
He's
in the
created
league,
the most goals in the league right
I
now,
think
hasn't
so.
he?
He's double digits.
He's got 10 assists.
Yeah.
10 assists, exactly. And obviously, the one game he doesn't play in, they lose 3-0.
It's the Champions League. I get that, but if you can't, like, City are very similar to PSG for obvious reasons because of the new takeover and stuff like that.
Yeah.
City fans would never boo Aguero, De Bruyne,
No, you just wouldn't
anyone,
happen. It wouldn't happen
ever.
Yeah.
Ever. So PSG fans aren't good people. They're not good football fans. How can you boo Messi?
No, it's true.
They're not good people.
Neymar scored and they booed when he scored. It was a goal.
Not good,
no,
man.
he scored a goal and they went boo.
Not all PSG fans, but the ones that boo.
It was interesting though. Like obviously, I went to I was at the Monaco PSG game.
Were you?
Yeah, I don't know if you can tell.
That's mental.
And Neymar did actually. This was the first time. So I'm a really big Neymar fan. I think he's incredible. Along with Mbappe, I genuinely think he is so It's weird to say underrated.
You think he's underrated?
I do, yeah.
Wow.
If you look at his actual stats and his goal contributions, like he is leagues above a lot of like all-time greats. We've had the discussion like
how many did he get at Santos though? Because that's a different.
Yes,
I don't know, but
like,
even
probably got 400 goals.
I know he plays in, but even at Barcelona, his stats are insane. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Do you know what I mean?
MSN were ridiculous.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, I think like he gets. I think because of his attitude, he gets a lot of stick, and I think he could change that. But I was specifically looking at him during this game. His attitude.
And he's looking back at you.
And he looks at me and
goes,
like... His attitude did actually reek. Like, he wasn't trying. He seemed very, like, negative for the team.
Well, do you remember when obviously, this is a bit of kit that we got from when we went to watch PSG versus Montpellier.
Yep.
And we cycled there.
We actually cycled there to see Messi and he didn't play.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I went again and he didn't play.
But we said it. Do you remember?
Really?
He wasn't there yesterday, yeah.
Why? Injury? Attitude,
apparently, injury. I think
like
it's a national team. I think.
A national team, right?
Yeah.
I thought he was like sulking after the.
I think
the
like him
booing.
and Di Maria wasn't there as well.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
But like, I think they had to just say he was injured.
Mad.
Yeah, you have to, don't you?
Yeah,
happens a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that game, Neymar and Mbappe having their feuds between each other.
That was the game that it all kicked off. Well, they were like.
Do you reckon that was
each other.
the start of the snowball, where they're just now?
It is PSG are a weird one, aren't they? Like, I feel like. They always say like the managers lost the changing room. I really feel like at PSG that has happened. Like Poch, you can't control these guys at the moment. They're all a bit out of control. They're just not. They're these huge superstars, world football players, and they're not playing as a team. Unlike City, who again have some of the best superstars in the world, and they are somehow gelled under Guardiola.
It's tough because whatever, even if it's Pellegrini or Mancini, like. Yaya Toure comes from Barcelona. He's a massive signing. He's on huge wages at the time. He's going against Spurs, Arsenal. He's playing against Liverpool midfields. He's playing against Chelsea midfields. If Yaya Toure back then joins PSG, who's he playing against?
Yeah.
No, seriously.
Yeah,
it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's really not the same. They need to make the league better. It's a bit like Scotland. Like the Scottish league's terrible when it's just Celtic winning the league. Yeah. They need Rangers and Celtic to do well, and that's why Rangers are doing well in the Europa League, for example. Like PSG need a strong Monaco.
Well, I feel like last season obviously Lille won the French league, and that was I'm guessing that was the first time like there's been a big major difference.
First in 9, I think.
Yeah, and I feel like that is what they need more of. They need these other teams competing, but it must be so hard where obviously these teams have good money, they have good players, whatever, but they're just getting completely out-muscled by PSG.
Yeah,
it's tough. Yeah, it's tough.
Anyways. I was at Monaco PSG. I then went to, I would say, one of the genuinely, like I know you shout on the French league just then, but Marseille versus Nice was one of the most intense games I've ever experienced. Yeah. I was actually scared outside the stadium.
Really, yeah.
I was the atmosphere was genuinely like actually terrifying.
I've been there for England-Russia.
Really?
In 2016.
Sick.
That's when all the Russian fans were. You could see all the videos of the throwing chairs and stuff like that, and there's fat English guys, ripped Russian guys like, fighting each other. But that stadium's incredible as well, isn't it? Beautiful stadium.
So loud. It's so loud. Like the atmosphere outside the stadium, because obviously I was unaware of the rivalry between Marseille and Nice, and then it really sparked up earlier in the season when obviously Payet got all the stuff thrown at him.
Oh, is the return leg was when that happened?
That was the first game of the season, I believe. Oh, not the first time they met in the season this year.
Yeah.
And obviously the fans invaded the pitch. The game got postponed. And I think Nice were 1-0 up at the time, I think. But they had to play it behind closed doors. And this was the first time they had met since that incident kicked off.
Wow.
And they were saying there were no Nice fans in the stadium. The government had banned, had stopped fans coming into the stadium.
For this game?
Yeah.
And the atmosphere was still like
because Marseille,
hostile.
Marseille were just like...
So they were hostile to each other?
I think, no, to the Nice fans. It was just like hostile when you get out there. Like when the Nice players came out, I've never heard like whistles and boos like that in my entire life.
It's crazy.
Right. I couldn't believe it. I don't know. I thought it was sick. Obviously, you guys weren't there. But Marseille won 2-0.
We were here in rainy London.
Yeah. What do you think if
it wasn't actually?
No, it was amazing weather.
We've had an incredible few days
weather.
of sun.
I haven't. I've been freezing my bollocks off. It's been well cold.
Got a bit of a tan. That's a lie.
Well, yeah, it was sunny but cold, I think. Okay. How do you think? Actually, I was talking to someone out there. How do you think UK fans would react if obviously they had what happened in France and then they were banned from going to away games?
They'd go outside the stadium. They'd be outside the stadium. Seriously, wouldn't they? I mean, if it was Arsenal Tottenham, and for some reason I can't think of a game where that's actually happened in England, which says something about the French authorities. To be fair, like, you know, Arsenal, Tottenham. I've been to that game, and that's levels above what I can imagine that is in Marseille. And Spurs fans would wait outside the Emirates if they could get in, no question. What's the most intense game you think you've ever been to? Like, what's the craziest atmosphere you felt? Colombia, England in Russia. That was bad. That was bad. Coins.
The result was good.
Piss being lobbed at us.
Oh, really?
When we won. Yeah, because it was the stadium in Russia. Every stadium that I was lucky enough to go to every England game, except that third place playoff. But oh man, it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. In every Russian stadium, you could go around. There was no segregation. You could just go around all parts of the stadium. So anyone of any team could literally come in and just... Yeah, in the stadium in Nizhny, in St. Petersburg, in Moscow, the multiple stadiums in Moscow, literally the amount of times we went into one block and then just joined up went to the hardcore England fans, and obviously that's where the fun is. Yeah. But then eventually, like, we had Colombian fans coming in, like, fighting with England fans in toilets and stuff like that. There was no security. It was crazy. Was that the first tournament you'd been to as like a fan? Euro 2016 was the first. Oh, Euro 2016. Yeah, in France. That was amazing. Yeah. Did you go to the final? Or just the England games? No, we just went. Yeah, we followed England all the way through. Yeah. And went to Iceland. You went to Iceland? Yeah, the Iceland game. Yeah, England, I was going to say. Yeah. One of the worst moments in England football history. Mumford and Sons actually gave us tickets. Weird. Did they? We met them outside the stadium, and they were looking to sell their VIP tickets. And obviously, I work in the football industry, so we had budget to, we kind of, we'll pay for that. We were sat next to Jamie Vardy's granddad in like the celebrity section of England. Did you get chatting to him at all? Cool. Yeah, and Nick Pope. I think Nick Pope's granddad was there as well, and obviously we're sat there having a laugh because everyone's there ready for a party. Yeah, everyone thinks it's going to bat them 5-0 or whatever, don't we? And that draw actually on that side of the tournament we'd have got to the final easy, and we lost to Iceland. Yeah. It's one of the worst. I've never seen anything like it. Like capitulation. Can you imagine what it's like in the stadium when you're 1-0 up? We didn't lose 1-0. We a weird, like an FA Cup result. Like we lost 1-0 to a minnow side. We were 1-0 up because of Wayne Rooney penalty. We lost to Iceland. We lost to the Viking chant. The Viking, mate, that was mad in the stadium.
What was it? What was it like? The clap?
It was that thunderclap.
Thunderclap.
Yeah.
Oh, mate. Yeah.
Oh. So wait, hang on a minute. Also, just rewind a little bit. Yeah. So Mumford and Sons sold you your VIP tickets. So I was with my mate out there working, doing like loads of stuff out there, like content and stuff like that. And I don't know anything about Mumford and Sons. I'm not into Mumford and Sons. I don't know what they look like. Oh, and my former boss at the time was like, "That's Mumford and Sons. Gonna get a picture." Started getting chatting to them. I was a bit drunk, to be honest. Like I was at most England games. So I said to the drummers, like, "Man, I don't know who you are, to be honest with you, mate." I was being a dickhead like that. And they gave us tickets. And I think if England had won, they would have gone out for a party. We'd have all gone for a big party. Even Tyson Fury was out there. I don't know if you remember that. He was on that kind of binge cycle of his life. He was he went to the England game, I think. Because we lost, mate, Mumford and Sons just got on their private helicopter, went to Copenhagen. That's not. You know, do you know what I mean? Like they could have had worse evenings. To be fair. Oh yeah, exactly. But it's like, I think we could have. There was a chance we could have gone like partying with, if we'd won. Oh, that's so. And we got knocked out by Iceland. And so you went to Euro 2016. You went to the World Cup in Russia. Yeah. Did you go to obviously the Euros? Yeah, no, I didn't do the Euros because I was working. I do the kickoff. Obviously, I'm sure you guys know. Yeah. The kickoff. So I was doing the kickoff for that, and I was going to go to the final, and thankfully I know you spent $2,500 on a final ticket for England, and PayPal wouldn't let me transfer the money over. Really? It was like a block on my account to stop fraudulent activity. It was the best thing ever. Blessing in disguise. I had the money. I was lucky enough so I could spend that on a ticket, which is insane in the first place. Mate, PayPal wouldn't let me do it. Oh, it was amazing. I was like, thank God for that. At the time, I was stressed, but But the feeling of when Luke Shaw scored, though.
Yeah. But I mean, you get the same feeling not at the ground.
Yeah, it's true. It's
only the only difference is being at the ground for a victory. Being at a ground for a loss is horrible. Yeah. But being at home for a loss is like, all right.
And it was raining as well, wasn't it? It was raining that day.
It was a little bit rainy. Yeah. I think that's why I think a lot of us the best memory of that tournament is probably beating Germany.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I say Germany. Yeah. Because I feel like we went into that game thinking, we're England, we're against Germany, we're probably going to lose, and it's probably going to be on penalties. and we finally broke the curse.
Yeah.
And we beat them. What was your favourite moment of the tournament then?
It would have been Germany. I think we were really mature in that performance in particular. I think coming back from the Denmark result, we were 1-0 down on that, weren't we? The free kick.
Yeah.
We were really good in that tournament, and it's a shame because it's a bit like what Mourinho says about finals. Finals are meant to be won, not played.
Yeah.
So you get to the final of the Euros, you have to win it. It doesn't, and we capitulated, unfortunately. So if you be pragmatic and say, look, to get to a final for the first time since '66, these guys are heroes. But you got to beat Italy.
Yeah.
And they were there for the taking. We were 1-0 up against Italy. You have to beat them. You have to beat them. So it's a shame because I feel like that's marred a lot of my... I can't think about it. It's like a traumatic ex-girlfriend. Seriously, I wasn't there. I've compressed it away from my memory.
What's your opinions on Southgate at the moment? Do you think he's the man?
Yeah, you got to give him the World Cup.
Yeah.
We have to get to semis minimum. Losing the quarters, I think it's move on to someone a bit more progressive.
Gareth's got expectation.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he has.
Big time. So anything like before then, we get knocked out, his head's on the chopping block, really, isn't it?
I don't think it is, though. That's the thing. As a fan, we can all say, Southgate, not even for Qatar. I know the England fans that want him out now, which I think is crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
But he's going to be there for the next Euros for sure in Germany. I think it is.
I hope he is, because I think he's doing the right thing with England. I think so. Well, he's got us to a semis and a final. Yeah. And he is really using our youth. I know it's weird to say, but the team is really evolving. Do you remember when we're in the period where we were stuck with like Lampard, Gerrard, Rio, Terry? Like we were stuck with the same Ashley 11, Cole. Exactly, same 11 for like a decade. Whereas now,
Theo Walcott came in and everyone went, "Fuck, hell, come on!"
And what's his face was absolutely fuming that he didn't get picked. Who was it? It was like
Mika Richards
and Darren Bent. I think it might have been. Is it Darren Bent? He was one of the England's top goals.
Yeah.
He was like top goal scorer at the time or something in the Premier League.
Might have been Darren Bent.
And like Theo Walcott snapped him, but.
We have to win though, Matt. Like, do you know what I mean? We have to win, guys.
Well, it's the next logical.
We can't be
progression, isn't it? We've gone semi, final, dub.
If you look at the England squad now, on paper, do we have the strongest team in the world football at the moment or not?
No, France.
Top 3.
Still France.
Top 3. I would put us out there.
Where would you rank it at the moment then?
I think maybe top 5.
You reckon?
Top 5.
We
don't have a top keeper.
That's true.
I think we've got one world-class centre-back in John Stones, in my opinion. I think on midfield, Declan Rice, I'd like to see a bit more of him. He's not at a world-class level yet. And then Harry Kane is, he didn't have a good tournament, did he, in the Euros, in my opinion. So I think Spain coming through, Germany coming through, then it's Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, always have got a weird kind of group of players that can always beat you, the Dutch. That's why the Euros hurt so much, because we should have won that tournament.
Yeah.
Germany were poor. The Dutch didn't go massively far. Portugal, Italy they're old as well.
Yeah, they are an old team, aren't they?
It's poor, isn't it? It's a shame, but
this French team though, isn't it? It's looking dangerous. It's looking better.
But I mean, there's a lot of young English talent that are also very dangerous. I mean, if like you say, Gareth gets everyone to gel, and we actually turn up for the big games. Why not?
Who would you play in your first 11 then for the first game?
I think Pickford has to. I think there's a debate about Pickford.
Because it is.
Rightly so, because of relegation. Like, he could be a championship goalie by Qatar.
But I feel like he's that player. Like, every time he pulls an English show, he turns into like prime David Seaman.
I think you have to keep him. If he stays in the Premier League, you can't be playing Luton Town playing for England at the World Cup.
Could you see Ramsdale maybe getting in?
I don't like Ramsdale.
Really?
No, I'm not a fan of him.
Why?
He's very Edison-esque. You
can't. No. He's 1% of Edison. 1%.
What?
He's nowhere near Edison, mate. He's nowhere near. He still makes mistakes. He still makes a lot of mistakes. He wouldn't. I'd put Zach Steffen over Ramsdale as a keeper. Man City's B keeper. Yeah, 100%. Nah. I'm not even trying to wind you up.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's
Ramsdale's
he's still got a lot to improve. The guy's been relegated 5 seasons out of 7. He's not won anything in his career. So I don't think putting him over Pickford, unless Pickford gets relegated. Ramsdale's done okay.
He could definitely go far in the next 6-7 months beforehand.
He could. Arsenal could win the Champions League next season. Doesn't mean it's going to happen.
He's been arguably our player of the season, hasn't he? Really?
Do you think?
I think he's definitely in with the shout of it. Him, Saka.
Yeah,
Saka's been up there. Yeah, Saka's quality. Saka's real quality. Ramsdale, would Bayern Munich come in and take him? Do you know what I mean? I think someone like Bayern Munich, like a team like Bayern Munich or Real Madrid or Man City, would come in and take Saka in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Ramsdale nowhere near.
Would you have him as second choice for now?
No, Ramsdale wouldn't. No. Oh, for England?
For England, yeah.
Yeah, I guess over Sam Johnson, who's currently mid-table in a Steve Bruce Championship side isn't great.
So what's your defence then?
I think you have to play a back five still. I don't think we're good enough on the ball. I think 4-3-3, we struggled with that at points in the tournament. I think you'd have, for me, Kyle Walker as a right-sided centre-back with John Stones. I think you've got to play Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
I really think
he's similar to Pickford, isn't he? Like, as soon as he puts on that England shirt, like something happens, he turns into an £80 million defender.
People forget how good he was at the Euros.
Yeah,
the guy was injured. Yeah, he was amazing. I think the left-back issues is strange because Luke Shaw's been really poor, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's been really poor, and he had a good tournament for us. I think Ben Chilwell, I preferred Ben Chilwell at the start of the tournament. He didn't play a minute at the Euros, which is crazy to think, isn't it? But that was just down to how good Shaw was.
And you can see how good Chilwell is when we got injured, and you see Chelsea's performances dip as soon as he gets injured. Like he's
in a five as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It suits that system.
He's sort of perfect left back, isn't he, right now?
Yeah. Crazy. For me, I prefer Ben Chilwell as a player, but I don't discredit Shaw. And then I think right wing back, I prefer Reece James over Trent personally. I don't want Trent near that. Not because he's a top quality player. I just don't know where do you play him? It's tough, isn't it? Like, is he good enough to be a right wing back, sort of physically getting up and down the pitch? He probably is, obviously.
I feel like as well, Reece James at the moment, like he came back from his injury. Before his injury, exceptional. He came back and he's hit it straight away. He hasn't.
He's injured again.
He is injured
again.
Yeah,
it's one of those England things though. He's trying to. Yeah.
Oh, I feel so bad for him. I don't know.
Well, we'll let you off because you've been in France for how many days?
I've been out of the loop. No, I've been away for 8 days.
Okay.
No, I left a week and a bit ago.
Yeah, he's been injured a couple of weeks.
No, I knew that. Anyways, so Reece James right back. What about moving forward?
Midfield, it's got to be Henderson in midfield. I think he's the best midfielder of his kind that we have. Unfortunately, I say that because we're not. I think Jude Bellingham is actually getting there really quickly. So I think I'd play maybe 3 with Bellingham. I'm talking about a World Cup final here, like not playing like a small country in the group stage of the World Cup.
So this is the elite England.
I think so. I'm quite a conservative guy when it comes to football. I play Henderson, Rice, and Bellingham in midfield.
It's a filthy midfield.
I know it's a sweaty FIFA kind of 1-0 over your mate, innit? I am that kind of guy, unfortunately. And then I think it's Harry Kane with pace around him. I don't know who the pace would be. Maybe it's Phil Foden around him. A bit of pace. I think Phil Foden has to start as well. So
Saka, Sterling.
Not for me. Saka's not there yet. Sterling, no, not for me.
Even after his Euros performance, that experience could be. You take him. You take him.
Of course. He was so important. But I still, as a City fan, every football club's got players. I'm sure. As Arsenal fan, when you watch the Invincibles, there are maybe a couple of players you couldn't quite get your head around. I don't know who those would be.
Pascal Sigan.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know who. I don't understand Sterling, to be honest. I don't fully understand Raheem Sterling. I don't know why he's not better than he is because I see so much talent there. And I've seen him score some great goals for us. It's the inconsistency. I've never seen anything like it. Such a top player to be that inconsistent is mad. Like,
so you play Foden and then who?
Harry Kane.
Yeah, because he's 5.
5-3-2.
Yeah,
5-3-2. Oh yeah, that does make sense.
But you can obviously swap in Bellingham.
I was thinking 5-3-3.
Yeah, but you can swap a flat C at like one of those CMs for like a Grealish or Sterling.
Yeah.
I think that's how we're going to win a World Cup, is playing ugly again, and I don't think we're going to. Plus Qatar as well. That is.
I think it's going to cause a lot more troubles than a lot of people think. Like especially remember how the heat played a huge factor. Was it in? I think it was in South Africa and Brazil.
Yeah.
Like, it played a massive factor. Like the Qatar heat is going to be like, and they've got outdoor air conditioning.
Yeah. Are you going to go out there? Do you think?
Yeah. I would love to just experience it and see what it's actually like out there.
Yeah.
Like I think it's going to be a World Cup like we've never experienced. It's in November, December. So do we know what's happening?
Why do you think it's different?
Well, it's in the winter. It's literally in the middle of a season.
Yeah, but when you're in the country and in that moment, it won't feel any different to being in anywhere that's a summer World Cup.
But when you leave, it'll be Christmas. Do you know what I mean? You'll be Christmas.
Yeah,
that's true.
Like the finals, like 6 days before Christmas or something.
When you're there, actually at the event, like it's not gonna. It won't feel too dissimilar to a summer World Cup because you are in Qatar.
Yeah, you're right about that, I think. But then it's flying out from a wet, cold UK.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, like,
it's a better holiday.
It'll be like if you're not there, like we're used to watching the Euros, the World Cup in like a beer garden or something, like outside in the summer, seeing all the Hyde Park videos going up in the air. Like we're not going to be sitting in Hyde Park at 5 o'clock in the pitch black, like freezing cold. Like we're going to all be inside. Like I feel like it's going to have a completely different atmosphere in the UK.
You're right, yeah.
That's what I mean. But I mean, like you saying you going over there and it's going to be a different experience. Is it?
Even out there, I think it will be, you know, because I think it's so much stricter out there. Like I know I read they're creating like these like fan areas where they're making drinking much more of like a
accessible and all that.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe in these areas, but like I don't think it's going to be the same as like, you know, going to bloody, I don't know, wherever, like London, or everyone's having an absolute piss off on any street anyway. I think it's going to be very, very controlled. I think it's going to be quite interesting.
But if we win, it's amazing because then we have Christmas like 5 days after. Because that's like
got the double celebration.
That is though, isn't it? Do you not? I mean, we're already on holiday at that point.
If we win the World Cup, we thought how much the UK would have shut down after the Euro, or England would have shut down after the Euros.
And then it's New Year's after that. The party's just it's 2 weeks.
I can't.
All they've got to do is win it, and then
no pressure, then lads.
Yeah,
no pressure.
I can't do that. I couldn't stomach that. I would struggle.
Speaking of winning, obviously City are very good at it.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
What have you made of the season so far?
Good. I think that the last few weeks have been very, very tricky. I think dropping points to Spurs twice, Palace twice.
That is crazy that Tottenham have done the double over you as well, isn't it?
It's insane because they're shocking.
Yeah.
I don't mind that they beat us. Fine, you know, Pochettino's side beat us in the Champions League. They went far in it, and fair enough. But they lose to what? They lose to Burnley, was it? Or they lost to Newcastle? Or they lost to someone. After. And it's like, fine. I've got mates that are Spurs fans. Fair enough. You get the Champions League. Fair enough. But if you're going to beat us, at least do something with it. It's classic Spurs, isn't it? To beat us for no reason. To get nothing out of it. Yeah. Well done, lads. Do you know what I mean? It's like Jesus. But I'm a bit worried. I am worried for sure.
Because I thought even just like a month or so ago, like you're looking at City and thinking, it's their title again. It
was 14 points at one point.
That's outrageous. Now it's 1.
Yeah, you'd have to remind me. I'm shitting myself.
I thought it was like 4, but it's 1 point.
No, because Liverpool won, didn't they? So
It's 1 point with 29 games.
Do you think you could probably hang on?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I'm confident City still win it.
Are you?
Yeah, I think they beat Liverpool in that one-off game, which basically ensures that they win the title.
I agree. Yeah, I think the issue with that game is it's very reminiscent of 2019, 2018-19 season, where obviously it was a 97 point finish. We beat them 2-1. John Stones' clearance was a millimetre. It was literally a millimetre over the line. There was actually Liverpool fans at me on Twitter saying, the goal line technology is anti-Liverpool. I remember that as well. On my life, I was like, genuine accounts, like thousands of followers were like, you know, not like bot accounts. Mate, the goal line tech is anti-Liverpool. Seriously. But like, mate, if that goal line clearance didn't happen, we were looking at Liverpool, if they carried on that trajectory of being Centurion, invincible treble winners of Champions League as well.
Arguably, it could have been like the greatest Premier League side of all time.
They would have had 100 points and a potential Champions League win against Spurs. You know, assuming no injuries, the butterfly effect. Obviously, that was how close that's how good they were. That's how good we were to beat them.
Yeah,
that's true.
But the issue is in that game, we beat them with an Aguero goal and a Leroy Sané finish, sort of moments of individual brilliance and pace and power. We're lacking that at the moment in this City side.
Well, you obviously linked heavily with Haaland at the moment.
Yeah. I don't want the drama. I don't want the drama with the guy. There's a lot of drama, isn't there?
Do you think?
Yeah, a lot. His agent's awful.
I feel like as a footballer though, at City, he could do numbers.
Oh yeah.
Would you take Haaland or Kane?
I'll take Kane. Yeah, I'll take Kane.
Thank you. You can't say Harry Kane wouldn't slot in there perfectly.
No, he would.
He would, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like
but it's not going to be Kane. It's going to be Haaland.
Probably. I mean, there's a lot of admin to be done.
And I've rumored it's only not going to be like release cost like 40 million or something, isn't it?
60 mil, but we'd have to pay. I think we'd have to pay him 500 grand a week minimum.
Yeah.
Plus, we'd have to give his agent something like the whole deal would be worth 200 million quid, wages included. But you got a guy. If he did 2 good seasons at City every season, like Pogba, I want to leave. City fans don't want that. We want someone who wants to stay. David Silva, Yaya Toure, company.
Well,
these
Aguero.
guys say 10. Yeah, 10 years.
Yeah.
So I don't want Haaland for 2 years. I don't want this kind of celebrity kind of big name coming in. I don't really care, to be honest. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like Haaland would actually be that type of guy because I feel like he's very much like a. I see him as like a Zlatan kind of character. Like, but I also think that he's a hard worker. You know, like where he's got to at such a young age. Like he's built like a brick shithouse as well. Like, I feel like for City, I think he could be there long term.
Yeah, you'd hope that he'd want that. His dad's his agent as well. His dad played for City. His dad broke his leg in a Manchester derby to Roy Keane back in the day. So it's like, you hope that kind of history helps. But ultimately, if you got Mino Raiola as your agent, you're looking 2 years at City, and then you get a 200 million quid move to PSG. Then it's PSG to Real Madrid. Then it's Real Madrid. That's what you're trying if you're him, aren't you? Staying at City for 10 years isn't that profitable, relatively speaking.
Well, Mino's going to be absolutely fuming soon because they're changing the laws, aren't they?
Are they?
Yeah, they're bringing in a... Yeah, see, I know. Fact check me on this one, Jamie.
No, I believe.
I believe
I want to hear what the law is.
They're changing the laws on agents that they can. That's capped at like 20%, I think now. So they can't just demand like a £10 million agent fee.
Really?
I think they're going to cap it now.
Right, I see. So it's all relative to what the transfer fee is.
Yeah. So,
as opposed to being like, I want 60 mil for him, but 50 mil for me.
Yeah.
Where's 110 million pounds? I get it.
Which I think, is that correct?
Yeah, you're pretty much there. It says FIFA plans on capping agent fees at 3% of a player's salary and 10% of the transfer fee.
Yeah, the agent will make a company that will say, there'll be some weird, trust me, they'll get through that every day of the week.
But all you're going to see now is them demanding more and more in wages.
Exactly. And the wages will go back into the agents or something. Football's the most corrupt thing in the world. I mean, there's nothing more corrupt than football. We were talking about a Qatar, a World Cup.
Yeah.
Seriously. Isn't that embarrassing for football? What world are we living in? Qatar. They've never qualified.
Wait, how does the World? By the way, I might sound stupid here, but if you host a World Cup, your team automatically qualifies, right?
Yeah.
They'll have a team at the World Cup.
Yeah.
Oh,
the host nation. And they're going out straight away.
Then imagine they don't know. Imagine they do a.
I don't even. Do you know what? I don't know.
Do you remember that?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know what group they're in. Yeah, that's.
They get put in like the group of death. It's like
it probably will be.
Spain, France.
I mean, don't say that. That's.
Oh, for fuck's sake. You know what? Like, if I do hope they have a good tournament. For the players though, this is if you actually deep it though, if you're like a footballer from Qatar, this is genuinely like once. And I know maybe there's questions about how they got the World Cup and etc. But if you think about the actual individual footballers who grew up, who are just football loving fans, they actually get an opportunity to play a World Cup.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like. That's actually...
They're probably like part-time as well.
Like, what's it? Like San Marino and Andorra. Like, imagine San Marino has to You got... FIFA, you know what to do. Give it San Marino and Andorra.
Where's the next one? USA? This isn't it?
20...
Yeah, it's Mexico,
Canada, USA.
and USA.
West Coast, yeah.
That could be quite fun.
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
But how do they play? That's three nations for the host nation.
But it'll be a 48-team tournament.
Oh, is that what it... Okay,
they're up to 48 teams.
What do you think of that?
Shocking, isn't it? It's shocking. I think everything. I think the state of football is shocking. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I love it.
48 teams.
What's the reasoning behind it? Do we know?
More money, isn't it? More games, more money, more ads in between games.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
It's just going to turn into another qualifying stage.
But in the tournament.
Yeah.
It's true.
48 teams.
Yeah. More games, just everyone's.
We need to win. We need to win in Qatar. It's our only chance. It's our only chance.
It's probably true. Do you know what I mean? It literally diminishes our odds, doesn't it? By definition.
Yeah.
Makes it harder for England every year.
So just going back to City for a second, how have you enjoyed watching the development of the club from basically zero to hero?
I think that's the biggest thing that any City fan can say. Like, it's that classic thing. Like, obviously, if you're a Leicester City fan, is a good example. It's quite similar. Like, one Premier League title in 100 years, they would have taken that with you. They can't believe they did that, and they did that without financial kind of, doping, I guess is what you'd say. Yeah. But City fans we're so humble about how we've achieved what we've achieved, because I think we've done it. We've put a lot of money in, but we didn't win the Premier League. Our first Premier League win wasn't with Kaká, Robinho, this kind of glamorous kind of fancy way of doing it. There are some world-class players that Tevez and Aguero, we're so lucky to see them, but we did it in a to keep David Silva, Aguero, Zabaleta, people like Joe Hart, these young players that came through, Phil Foden's coming through, and there's
Michael
something
Johnson.
sustainable about that. Who's Michael
Johnson?
Yeah, Michael Johnson was one of the best players I've ever seen.
I actually back it so much. He was so good. Whatever happened to him?
He's an estate agent in Bolton. Yeah. Pretty sure he's an estate agent in Bolton, yeah. What a player.
Fair play to him,
Yeah.
He's living his dream.
What a player. under Sven as well. Oh, I've never seen anything like it. Raw, power, pace. He had this moppy haircut. Yeah, it was scary good.
How do you go from playing for Man City to an estate agent?
Unfortunately, I think it's down. I don't want to speak obviously on behalf of him, but
it
is a mental thing. Unfortunately, so sad. What player?
He just loves houses.
Yeah,
I bet he's a goddamn good estate agent, though. Yeah, but he's a goddamn good estate agent. What's your favourite memory as a City fan? And you can't say.
Well,
and you can't. No, but you can't say.
Yeah.
Aguero versus QPR.
Obviously, that's miles above everything else. I think the big one for me was beating United
every
in the
season
FA Cup.
Yeah,
well, exactly, isn't it? But like even to get that record started so early in the kind of takeover under Mancini in the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley. You know, obviously we played Stoke in that final, which was they were shocking in that final. Any Stoke fan would tell you, and they could have actually beaten us. They had chances as well, but to beat United in a semi-final. What an experience that was for a fan.
Did you go?
Yeah. Unbelievable. And Yaya Toure obviously scored in the semi-final and the final. That was truly special. Do you know what I mean? And then unfortunately, we beat Watford 6-0 in the FA Cup final. Last time we won an FA Cup final. 6-0. People forget about that. We beat a Premier League side 6-0 in an FA Cup final. 6-0.
That's so outrageous,
demolition job, isn't it?
It's like it's never going to be the same feeling, unfortunately. So
would you say that semi-final was the best game you've seen live?
It's not the best game in terms of quality. It was a dramatic game because that one finish from Yaya was unbelievable. Yeah. But the best quality game I've ever seen is probably up there. It's probably Liverpool City at Anfield. It was a 0-0. Riyad Mahrez missed a penalty last minute, but the quality from the two sides, obviously back end of that season, that's the John Stones clearance. But the quality, I've never seen anything like it. I think it's the highest standard of football we've ever seen in this country.
I think there is a big difference as well. Like, it might sound stupid, but there's such a big difference between watching a game on TV than watching a game in real life.
How about that?
Like, you appreciate
movement.
You just appreciate how good these players actually
technical
are.
ability. Yeah.
Like, I remember watching Harry Kane for the first time. You might have even been there. It was in the FA Cup stuff.
At White Hart Lane.
At White Hart Lane, yeah.
Millwall.
Yeah, it was, yeah. And I remember that was the first time I'd ever seen Harry Kane play in real life. I could not believe how good he was.
Yeah.
And how big he is.
How big is his ability to hold the ball up. Like I said to you at the end of the first half, I was like, mate, every time he gets the ball, he doesn't lose it.
Yeah.
Like he's got his back to the defender and they cannot get it.
Yeah.
Like it really does make you appreciate like how good these players are.
And just a depth of field as well, like when on the telly you see someone like play a 70-yard pass, that's pretty good. You see it in person and it curves the opposite way to which way traditionally you should be kicking a football. And it's like, the technique of that is
crazy.
So moving away from the Prem to La Liga. Now, Barcelona.
Hey, we got new shirts.
Oh, actually, we should probably, we'll take this time to say thank you to Classic Football Shirts.
Yeah.
We've got a brand new set behind us, European. We've got Juve over there, Bayern Munich, PSG, Real Madrid, and Barcelona. Obviously, it's just been the El Clasico. Very, very.
That's why I put them together.
Exactly. Yeah. Whatever the word is, I can't remember. But Barcelona went a bit of a turbulent start to the season, and they've obviously got Xavi in, made some very good signings. The signings are proving to be arguably some of the best signings of January. Like in terms of like their
across European,
exactly in terms of how they're performing since they joined the club. Like Aubameyang's had it off. Ferran Torres playing. Even Adama Traore's got a few assists. Like he's playing.
But
do you know what I mean? Like
that's where the league's at. If he's doing well,
yeah.
he's not a good player, man. I can't stand the guy.
He does well against you quite a lot.
I did a video literally with a big Wolves channel once. I said, mate, this guy's championship. And that's when he scored. I think he scored 2 against us. When he ran through, clear on goal. And mate, Wolves fans are next level, mate. I was like, I'm really banned. This is just, we all say things for video content, don't we, to wind people up. Mate, all these Wolves fans, these old guys on Twitter from Wolverhampton, you can see it in their bio, like, do you know what I mean? He's got a picture of his daughter and he's like from Wolverhampton, slagging me up about Traore. I was like, do you know what I mean? Madness.
Well, you've got to hand it to Barcelona because they're really turning their season around, aren't they? Yeah. Like, I think, is it Xavi? Is it a new signing? Do you think it's Xavi?
In terms of the management, he's a much better manager than Koeman. Of course he is, like, in terms of the philosophy and stuff like that. But I'm not too sure yet. They need to be, their standard is so much higher than every other club for obvious reasons. It's going to be a long, they've still got Braithwaite, they've still got Ferran Torres, so I'm not sold. Jong's a good player. Luke
you mean
de Jong.
Luke?
Yeah. Luke de Jong's
I was going to say Frankie de Jong.
No, Frankie de Jong's class, but Luke de Jong's like, what's he doing there? There was a panic signing. Like, I need a striker.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah.
That's awful.
But they just beat Real Madrid 4-0.
That's crazy. And Real Madrid in the Champions League.
And especially after their performance against PSG.
Yeah.
To beat Real Madrid 4-0.
Away from home.
Was that at the Bernabeu?
I think so, yeah. It was, yeah.
Yeah, it's Real Madrid.
No, the yellow kit.
Was it?
It was definitely at the Bernabeu.
Was it
No,
at the Bernabeu?
I said no Benzema.
4-0 at the Bernabeu.
Benzema's injured.
Yeah.
So
4-0 at the Bernabeu.
Still, 4-0.
Actually, I'll ask you this one. Speaking of Benzema, who's the best striker in the world right now?
Well, he's not fit. But
no, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Who?
Benzema's currently injured, isn't he?
You think he's the best?
No, I'm saying.
I thought you were saying he's the best.
In terms of the conversation that you want to say.
But you know what I mean, though. Like,
I think Lewandowski's the best striker in the world.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not like a. I think I say unfortunately because I don't think there's many around.
False nine.
Mate, he's up there. Do you know what I mean? I really think he's up. No, I don't think there's many strikers around.
That's the problem.
There's only 5. Like Vlahovic.
Yeah.
Who have Dortmund got up front? No one really.
Well,
Inter
Haaland
Milan have got Dzeko.
Well, when he plays.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course,
if
Haaland. Yeah, of course, yeah. But Man City don't have anyone. Chelsea got Lukaku, who's nowhere near. Like there's a lack of quality strikers, aren't there, in the world?
Do you think Lewandowski was snubbed by not getting the Ballon d'Or during COVID?
Yeah, that was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was really
Have you seen
weird.
they're changing the Ballon d'Or now?
Yeah,
they're changing the format of it.
Seasonal.
They're doing it seasonal, yeah. So I'm a bit confused about when they're going to be handing out the awards.
It's in October.
This October?
Yeah.
So it's
for last season.
For last season, it's in October.
That makes sense.
But like this October, we'll be talking about last season only. Is that what you mean?
If
it's seasonal.
I can double check. But I know going forward, I know going
so
forward.
21-22.
Yeah, it will be every October going forward.
Yeah.
And the next one's in October. So
the current season that we're having is what people will be based on merit for.
It's gonna be an open one because it can't give it Messi.
Can't go Ronaldo.
Can't give it Ronaldo.
Salah.
I don't like it.
Of course you don't.
I don't like it.
Is it because he's Liverpool or is it?
No, it's something about. I think football's got a real lack of talent in world football. Salah's right up there for me, and Salah's
who's your number one then? From
who's the best? You got to say who's the best player in the
20...
world. I think Kevin De Bruyne is probably the best player in the world.
That sounds like a bias. I smell some bias in the air.
Mbappe is a good example. Someone like that. Salah for me, I'm going to get slaughtered, I guess, but
it's fine. Opinions on here are good.
He's a good finisher.
Yeah.
He gets into great positions. He's physically amazing, but I don't think he's as naturally gifted as Riyad Mahrez on the ball. I don't think is he anywhere near kind of that Ronaldinho level of skill on the ball? Like, does he bring joy to the game? Is he as well? Like you talked about Neymar earlier, like he's just a functional player to a very high level of functionality.
I know what you're trying.
You know what I'm trying to say?
I do low-key get you. Is he?
His numbers are insane. His numbers should get him the Ballon d'Or if it's about numbers. But as a footballer, do you look at Salah? Does he make you want to go out and play football in the street? Like,
I guess if you're Egyptian, he does.
Yeah.
Or Liverpool fan.
Yeah, literally,
yeah.
You know what? You actually raise a good point, but I'd still say currently he is the best footballer in the world.
Yeah, he probably him and Mbappe are right out there.
I think Mbappe, like, I don't know, I can't find words to how good this guy is. Like, he's still 23 years old. Like, I think the top 3 in the world right now are Lewandowski. There's in no particular order.
Yeah.
Lewandowski, Salah, Mbappe.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Yeah, I think the De Bruyne shout actually now is a little bit maybe top 5 shout, top 5, top 10.
Do you feel like we're in like that weird transitional phase right now? Because you had the Messi, Ronaldo, Suarez, Messi, Ronaldo, and now we're in like the limbo stage of who's going to be taking their crowns. Who do you think is going to be start pushing for the next 4 years or whatever?
Phil Foden. Yeah, it's obvious, really. No, it is obvious. I mean, the guy's the most talented kid I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, unbelievable. And he's adding goals to his game. He's gonna probably end up with 5, 6, 7 Premier League titles, maybe more. Hopefully Champions League titles as well. Hopefully titles with England. I think Phil Foden has got a real shot at winning a Ballon d'Or. Really? At least being the next England player to come, like Lampard did, come second to Ronaldinho. Yeah. He's probably the next. Him and Jude Bellingham. I think Bellingham could win a Ballon d'Or as well.
That's a great.
Well, there was, Bellingham, even in 7 years' time, can still be nominated for Young Footballer of the Year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Young Footballer of
the
the Year.
And his brother's coming through.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
In Birmingham City.
Yeah. So you think But look, Foden's still, I think, 4 years away from being at that level.
Of course,
he's still got to compete with the likes of Mbappe, Haaland, Lewandowski, Salah for these Ballon d'Ors.
He's a smarter player than all of them.
I don't think he's that far off Kylian Mbappe. Genuinely,
you have to look at Mbappe on a world stage though. Like he single-handedly got France to that final.
I like seeing with an injury. Every big player's had an injury. Obviously, it's you don't want to see anyone. You want to see every big player. Alan Shearer had two ACLs, I think it was. Without pace, I want to see what Mbappe does without pace.
That's really the thing. He's heavily reliant on that.
I can't believe how fast he is, man.
Yeah.
I can't believe how fast
he is. Oh, yeah, because you obviously got to watch it. I
can't.
We did as well.
Yeah, I cannot get over that guy. He is the fastest footballer I've ever seen in my life. Because it is his stride length. He looks like an alien when he runs. He's like this gangly guy.
But his legs do go like that.
Yeah, they do. Like, for example, his offside, not pace, but the skill he had, the offside goal against Real Madrid where he step over against the keeper. It's like R9. You know when R9 would do those step or the Pele goal when he the ball came past and he runs round the keeper and meets the ball around the other side. Like we're witnessing arguably one of the best players of all time.
Kylian Mbappe?
Yeah, I really think we do.
That's
gas. Your head's been messed up by going to these
I swear to God,
France.
Mbappe,
fair enough.
I've always been a Mbappe fan. At the end of Mbappe's career...
Bro, we've watched Messi destroy 8 people
and Messi's considered one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
But I feel like at the end of Mbappe's career, he is going to be talked about. Maybe not the best of all.
Top 10?
Top 10, something like that. And but you have to see in consideration to be considered as top 10 footballer of all time.
He'll never be above Ronaldo, R9.
No,
he'll never be above Cristiano Ronaldo, Maradona, Pele.
That's 5.
I'd say
Cruyff.
Cruyff.
Any Messis?
Messi, of course. Messi's the best of all time, in my opinion.
Do you not think though? Like he has the capability, he has the ability, he has age on his side.
I don't think he's got the natural ability. It sounds ridiculous saying this. We're talking about fine margins. Obviously, he's a 9.9 out of 10. But to be a 10 out of 10, a god, you got to do something that Maradona was a genius. I don't think Mbappe is a genius.
Really?
He's not a genius, is he?
No.
Do you think he's a genius?
No.
I think Henry is a genius. R9's a genius.
You've crushed his dream, mate. He's gone and watched him live twice.
The guy's a pace merchant.
Well, you know what though? If he does go to Real Madrid and he does start putting numbers like Ronaldo, for 5-6 years in a row,
will he though?
But even Benzema has done that, and he doesn't even get a shot.
But I think if it actually sounds mad, but if Benzema had mad pace, scoring the goals he scores, I think he'd be talked about way highly than he is.
What really?
I genuinely think that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, maybe that's true.
I think it's true.
I don't know.
I think it's all hype at the moment. I think you got to give it 20 years, and you look back and think Mbappe was pacey. That was about it.
Yeah.
He got himself into mad positions. Good finisher, world class finisher, but not top 10 of all time.
If you had to build, this is a fun one. If you had to build an all-time 11,
that's tough. I don't know who would go in goal for. I mean, I think Manuel Neuer's got a good shot to go in goal.
It's just be pure, picking.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it then. All-time 11. Because I think we've never actually done this. All-time 11. Any footballer
ever of all time.
Yeah.
Manuel Neuer for me goes in goal.
Really?
I think he's the best keeper of all time, in my opinion.
He changed the way keepers play, don't they? Really, if you look
from his feet, he's won everything multiple times. He's won multiple Champions Leagues, a World Cup. He's won everything.
I'd go Buffon, but each their own.
Yeah, they're close, aren't they?
He's still going to be playing at 45,
It's insane.
That doesn't determine whether or not he's the best of all time.
But it's long.
He's 58.
Long longevity. The longevity is quite something.
Yeah.
Neuer. It's hard to argue with that, It's very hard to argue with that.
Depends if you want decoration, because then it'd be Casillas, wouldn't it? Really?
I think he's close to Neuer, though. They're all very similar, aren't they? Buffon, Neuer,
exactly.
Casillas.
I would take Neuer over Casillas just for his physical presence as well.
Yeah.
Especially in the morning.
Not Oliver Kahn.
Oliver Kahn was quality. He considered one of the best keepers of all time, but I think Neuer trumps him. I think Oliver Kahn's one of them keepers you look back and you think, wow, Oliver Kahn, unbelievable keeper, but it's just nostalgia.
I think you're right a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
I think you're right a little bit, yeah.
I think you're right.
So I'll back you.
I mean, we're one position in, and
I'll
back
you.
I'll back you and go with Neuer as well.
Yeah.
You going with Ter Stegen, is it?
Buffon.
Donnarumma?
You're just picking current footballers.
Ramsdale. That's what you.
I was going to say that, and I thought I'm not even going to.
You know what? I joked about Donnarumma, but fucking hell, he's so good.
He is incredible.
I'm not sure though.
Mate, think about it. He was 16 and he was AC Milan's first choice keeper.
Yeah, but anything like that can happen to young lads. AC Milan weren't anywhere near the level. I think I saw him make a mistake in was it in the Champions League recently? He's made a few mistakes this season.
Well, he did learn under Dida as well, didn't he? Is that right?
No, it wouldn't.
Dida would have been.
Was he not coaching there though?
Possibly. If that's that would make more sense. There's no way Dida was still playing at that point.
Yeah, he's an old done. Well, Dida's another shout.
Well, he was in the 2005 Champions League, mate. So it's been a little while.
Yeah, but Buffon's about 70 years old as well. Yeah. Anyways, so Neuer.
Yeah.
Gianluigi.
What formation are you playing? How many Indians?
After one person.
Yeah, but you have to work out formation to work out how many.
You probably have to play 3-4-3,
but then you have to
3-4-3
just to get more forwards in.
More forwards in, yeah.
3-4-3. Fuck me. All right.
It's a bit confused, but then maybe you just want 4-4-2 so you can have one of every position.
But then Theo's going to cry because you can't put Ashley Cole in there, so that's unfortunate.
Would you put Ashley Cole left back?
Yeah. Over Roberto Carlos. I would.
I don't necessarily disagree.
But we're still going 3-4-3. You just have to leave Ashley Cole.
Let's do 4-4-2.
I'm doing 4-4-2.
Every position's recognised.
I would put Ashley Cole in over Roberto Carlos.
He was a better defender for sure.
Yep. Ashley Cole didn't. Roberto Carlos had things that Ashley Cole didn't have.
Yeah.
But as an out-and-out left back, I don't think there's anyone better than Ashley Cole.
But do you reckon that's because you watch more of Ashley Cole?
I've watched so much of Roberto Carlos
on YouTube.
Yeah, I love him. I'm such a big Roberto Carlos fan, but I'd still put Ashley Cole in over him.
Interesting.
I agree. I do agree.
I mean,
he was part of defence that went undefeated for a whole season.
Yeah, and then he went to Chelsea and was even better defensively.
Yeah.
Even though Arsenal were great.
We hated him, but
yeah, exactly.
Did you hear Wenger came out and said that was the one mistake he wished he could have corrected? Ashley Cole going to Chelsea. He said throughout his whole career as a manager, the one thing he regrets was letting Ashley Cole go.
It is quite mad that we did that on more than one occasion.
Yeah,
we let our best player go to our rivals.
A week difference.
Yeah. Van Persie United.
Yeah.
Who did we get instead? William Gallas. He was good, but he wasn't Ashley Cole.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No.
So who's your left back then?
No, it's Ashley Cole.
Ashley Cole.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, and you're going.
I also prefer Ashley Cole.
So no one's going to put Roberto Carlos in their all-time 11.
I don't. I mean,
you know what I mean? Like,
it's tough. It's tough. I had a weird experience with Roberto Carlos in the club, and he was like getting with like young Russian girls in his club once. Do you know what I mean? I don't like the guy. I think Ashley Cole's a nice guy. Roberto Carlos is a bit of a dodgy character. Do you know what I mean? That's why I'm not going to put him in.
So we'll go Ashley Cole.
Sure.
No Philip Lahm at left back.
Maybe right back.
I was going to put. I was actually going to be my right back.
You're going to put Philip Lahm right back.
I would have done. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've watched more Lahm than Cafe, but those would be my top two.
Lahm's right back. Yeah, Lahm was right back for me. I agree. Yeah. Or
the only time I remember
Alves.
The only time I remember Philip Lahm at left back was was it the Euro goal, the opener he scored?
2006 World Cup.
World Cup. Sorry.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Torsten Frings banging in 40.
Yeah, it was Ballack and Frings in a double.
Every
pivot,
goal Frings would score, it's just like a 45-yard welding. I'm going to go. Danny Alves is such a big shout, you know.
I'm tempted to.
Isn't Danny Alves the most.
The highest assists for.
No, he's got the most trophies ever of all time.
Got 41 trophies.
Oh, sorry.
He's got the most trophies of all of football.
Ferguson won 38. And Danny Alves got 41.
I mean, I mean, you put him in it. Yeah.
I think I might
That's
be right.
a fair comment. Yeah.
Like, imagine having.
But I thought you were
the most trophies of all time.
I thought you were going to say.
And he's still playing.
Yeah. He could win the Europa League.
He could extend it.
He won the Olympics, didn't he? That was a recent title.
Yeah.
The Olympics.
See,
he's also got the most assists for Messi of all time as well.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't think Lahm makes it in my back four.
Really?
I'm actually siding
all right.
Because I've got to toss up. I feel like Cafu, you know, Cafu's won two World Cups.
Yeah.
And if I had Cafu in, I'd put him in because I want him to be my captain. I want him to be my leader. But I think I have to put Danny Alves in.
I agree.
Wait, so you wouldn't put Cafu in just on footballing ability, even though he's unbelievable?
He was. I'm not denying that, but
because he's not my captain, I can't put him in.
I want Danny Alves in the team.
That's fair enough. I like that shout.
Yeah,
he didn't cross my mind originally when it was either between Cafu and Philip Lahm. But
no Gary Neville.
Doesn't quite make it.
Bakary Sagna.
Zachary Banya.
So I'm going Danny Alves. You're going.
I'll go Danny Alves.
Philip Lahm.
You're backing it.
I've got to, man. He's
tough.
So we've done 3 positions, and Roberto Carlos and Cafu are not in our.
Yeah. That Brazil team's getting nowhere near this.
2 centre halves of all time.
Maldini.
Yeah, has to be.
I guess. Yeah, Maldini's one of them. Who's the other one?
Who
Vincent Kompany.
out?
I want to.
Nesta.
Believe me, I want to.
You could have a Maldini-Nesta partnership. Cannavaro, one of the only defenders to ever win the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
Also, World Player of the Footballer.
Too small.
World Player of the Year.
For my backline. German Beckenbauer.
Good shout. I mean, a bit before.
It's one of these football hipster shouts. I don't know.
It is a very football hipster
He was like
shout.
sweeper. He was a sweeper, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, John Terry.
For me, he might be the best centre back ever to come out of the country.
He was my suggestion. Well,
Really?
yeah, I was going to put John Terry in. Yeah.
Well, of all time.
Not well. I mean, in terms of Premier League,
Coleman.
Right.
But these have to be players that we've watched as well, though, right? You can't just go for
Carlos Alberto.
Carlos. Yeah, exactly. I was going to say.
I'm definitely putting no spoilers, but I'm putting Maradona in.
All right.
You have to.
Well,
do you know what I mean? So I've never watched him play.
Carlos Alberto. Bobby Moore.
Again. But this what I mean. Like, how much of it is based off that you know about the player, or just that you've heard of the player?
Does it really matter? Does it really matter?
No, you got to know your football history. So you shouldn't. I don't watch Maldini much, but you know Maldini's the best.
Yeah.
Probably the best defender of all time. Like all you could play left back wherever you want.
3 generations of Maldini have now played for AC Milan.
Yeah, that's mad. And Maldini's doing well at AC Milan.
You're putting
he is.
Sporting director.
Yeah,
you're putting Paolo in though, not his grandson. Okay.
Baresi, Puyol, PK.
Puyol was a good shout. Fuck.
Carlos Puyol.
Yeah.
I think you could isolate him though. I think he played in the side where he had all the ball, and that's obviously I'm being disrespectful because he's still a great defender.
I tell you what,
I feel like he's that John Terry character that will put his body.
I tell you what,
yeah.
you lot are gonna think this is absolutely ridiculous, but in terms of decoration, Sergio Ramos.
No, it's not ridiculous.
No,
at
it's
all.
not ridiculous. No,
I'm gonna put him in. There you go.
Technically nowhere near Nesta.
Probably not, but I mean, if you want a guy to win a football match,
You want to win your team, don't you? You don't want to play against Ramos. You want to win your team, but then you don't want to play Nesta and Maldini.
No, I
there's a lot of chemistry there.
Yap Stan. Sol Campbell. Funny story.
Just naming loads of older
Bumped
players.
into Sol Campbell this week.
You did.
Yeah. He was in.
Are you going to say the story now? Or
I'll save it for afters. Yeah, but I'm going to go for Maldini, and I'm going for John Terry.
I have to do Nesta and Maldini. I think
that's
Nesta's
the partnership
slightly
dreams,
better.
isn't it?
It is a little bit.
Yeah,
it is a little bit.
There we go.
At least we've got something different going on here.
We have. I originally was going to say John Terry, and then everyone went, of all time, and then you just put him in anyway.
Yeah, I love him.
Troll.
I know he's a Chelsea fan and whatnot, but I think he's such a good fucking defender. Midfielders. Who's your right mid?
For me, it has to be Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets as a 3.
So 4-3.
Oh, sounds ridiculous.
Okay.
That sounds ridiculous. Maybe that's a bit ridiculous. Maybe you got to put Zidane in, haven't you, somewhere?
Zidane.
I just think as a 3, it's the best 3 of all time. I think they keep the ball better than anyone else. You wouldn't be able to. You could play any other, any other group of legends in this theoretical situation. They wouldn't. Football's all about the ball. It's all about keeping the ball. So.
But then everyone is getting green links because they're all icons. So would you actually put those 3 in? Do you reckon?
I really think about it.
Oh, so we've scrapped the 4-4-2 then.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you can go.
No, it's fine.
You can still go 4-3-3.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're just getting 3 centre.
No David Beckham right mid. I think you should stick with it. Back it.
I think you could individually isolate Busquets. I think Zidane could play I think Zidane was so good, he could play the Busquets role of a deep line holding midfielder with Xavi and Iniesta. I think Zidane, Xavi, and Iniesta for me.
It's outrageous. I used to watch before, when I was a kid and stuff playing Sunday League. The night before, I'd watch Zidane compilations, and I remember one that really stood out. It was really analysing his game, and it was just showing that he was always 2 moves ahead of the game. And it sounds like, players read the game and whatnot. Yeah. But it showed individual highlights of him knowing what he's going to do before he's even been passed the ball. Yeah. He was just leagues above it.
Yeah.
Even when they talk about him when he was the coach of Real Madrid, him taking part in training, he was the best player there.
That doesn't surprise me.
Do you know what I mean?
Actually, to be fair, Cristiano Ronaldo was there at that point as well, right? So I mean, there's a debate.
Yeah, Ronaldo's doing striking, free kick training anyway, so he wasn't taking part. So you're going that 3, but you're going Zidane.
Yeah.
Over Biscuits.
Zidane,
I think so.
Zidane, Xavi, and Iniesta. That's filthy.
That is quite filth. I won't lie.
I'm going Messi right mid.
Okay.
So I mean, you can't argue it really, can you?
No. So. And your centre mid's left mid.
The issue is who do I favour more? Because I mean, it's the Xavi and Iniesta thing. Like, if you pick one, you kind of have to pick them both because
they come as a duo.
Unplayable. Yeah, when they're together. But left side, Ronaldo.
I think you're running out of options. You have to put Maradona in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Ronaldo in. You have to put Messi in.
Yes, there's 3.
No Pele.
It's mad. No, because I've got 3 in midfield. Plus Pele was this guy was scoring 400 goals against the army. They're all smoking 20 a day.
Training as well.
It was like the army training session. I was like, what? Yeah. I mean, he's rocking up with boots. They're all in like army kit and all that. Do you know what I mean?
Who's your midfield then?
So left, I'm going Cristiano Ronaldo because just off his prime at Real Madrid, he was pretty much left winger, really, wasn't he? Converted across. Right, I'm going Messi. I think based off who I've watched be the best centre mid pairing of all time, it has to be Xavi and Iniesta. I mean, there's arguments for better players back in the day, but I've never seen a pairing better than that.
I'm going.
And if you want to win a game, those two together.
Well, I'll build a team that will beat your team. So
fine, we'll play it on FIFA afterwards.
I'm gonna go 4-3-3.
Yeah.
I'm going my midfield of Zidane, Johan Cruyff, and who do I want to whack in there?
It's quite imbalanced.
I know. I'm thinking of, but then again, like Zidane, he can play deep line. He can just move the ball. You know what? Like it doesn't really matter. Like the defense are too good. They just give the ball to midfield and we're sorted. And then I will go. I'm trying to think. It's a toss up between Iniesta or Xavi. I think.
Just gonna play one of them.
Yeah. I'm gonna
they're
go.
They're out their depth in that squad. Man.
I'm going Xavi.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Cruyff and Zidane, they have the ability. You know how Iniesta was. Xavi was much more of a pass, but Iniesta had that dribbling ability that maybe Xavi didn't have. So I feel like
Xavi would definitely sit a lot more in that.
Xavi would be like our sort of sitter.
Yeah.
Then you got Johan Cruyff and Zidane in front to just spread.
Yeah.
Just absolutely filth it.
It's a good shout,
Cruyff literally changed football.
Yeah, but I was going to put him up front, or thought about putting him up front.
Well, you can't because you
run out of space.
Yeah.
Why? I've got 2 strikers.
Oh, you're playing 4-4-2.
Yeah.
Who's the 2 in midfield then for you?
Xavi and Iniesta.
Xavi and fine.
Messi,
so
Ronaldo.
Zidane doesn't make your all-time 11.
Possibly not. No.
A big Patrick Vieira.
R9.
I love
Ronaldinho.
It. Oh, these are yeah, but I don't know. What are we doing? Building a team to just the best 11 of all time.
Best, yeah.
My front 3 are going to be Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, and it's a toss up between Maradona or R9, and I'm going to go with.
They're always in the same conversation, though, isn't it?
I'm actually going to go with
if you asked,
R9.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, because I've got
Peak
Messi.
R9.
You can't not have Maradona then.
I can and I will. No
Really?
Maradona and no Pele. R9.
But
R9 didn't have
this train of thought. I actually agree with because you know way more about R9 and actually Cruyff's an interesting one because
I researched Cruyff a lot as a kid.
Okay, fair enough. I was gonna say he's a bit before your time.
I watched compilations of him all the time. Not that means much, but
yeah.
But I would put R9 over Maradona.
I think you could have Maradona where Cruyff is for you.
I could do.
As a playmaker. I think he was double the player Cruyff was. That's how good Maradona was. I see
Cruyff as like he just changed football. I feel like in an all-time 11, like I have to include him. But I think the only problem with R9 is that his injuries just like destroyed his career, so to speak.
Yeah,
like he was the greatest talent of all time.
He might be the best striker of all time.
Yeah. Like that's a complete striker. He had everything. Like he tore defenses apart. Like, he actually tore them. Like you dribble through.
But this is the difference. What I'm sure Buvey means in terms of like the difference between Mbappe and R9. Like R9 could play you out of the game. Mbappe knocks a ball past you and has to
But he also can play out the game. Like
I've not seen enough.
He
I've
does.
not seen any of that.
Mate, he had Carvajal on strings, and I know Carvajal. He's a good defender. He's a Real Madrid right back. Like let's be clear.
How did he beat him though? Do you remember the goal he scored in the first leg of that tie? What was it? Pace. Yeah. He flicked it through his feet. I don't know. I don't think Mbappe if he gets a big injury like R9 did. I don't think he's as smart as R9. R9 was naturally natural.
I still prefer R9. Like I don't think he's a god.
Of course, yeah.
But mentality.
The other thing I could do is replace Cruyff with Kaká.
But this is what I mean. Like when you talk about an all-time 11 from the perspective of our generation, there's always the same names that pop up every single time. When people look, when like 10, 20 years time and they have this conversation again, it'll be completely different. Nobody will go, R9. Because
I think they'll say R9.
Do you really think so?
I think there's 4 or 5 that we've all said that will stay forever. I think Messi's the best of all time. I don't think he will ever be topped in my opinion. I think Maradona's second of all time. It will never be. I think, and then it's Ronaldo.
Yeah.
I think as those 3 they transcend time in my opinion.
You think genuinely would put Maradona above Cristiano Ronaldo? Yeah. The greatest goal scorer of all time. Yeah. He literally has the most goals in history.
Yeah. And that's why their top 3 is a bubble like that. And then I think everyone else is very, very close. Ronaldinho, Henry, Vieira, I know they're different positions, and Zidane and people like that. But Maradona was transformative to football.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
I you know where I stand.
Yeah.
He's the greatest goal scorer of all time.
He is actually officially confirmed.
Yeah. So we are putting it your front 3. Oh, we haven't said your front 2. No, you got front
3 of Messi, Ronaldo, Maradona.
Yeah.
Oh, that picks itself in, doesn't it? I'm going to go Maradona and R9. He's my favourite number 9 of all time, I think. Yeah. Because Henry was 40.
Packed him on FIFA last week.
Did you?
I packed Ronaldo, yeah.
Shit.
And Maradona.
Wow.
For other people's packs?
No, on my account. I packed Maradona and Ronaldo.
Wow. Yeah. And you kept that quiet?
No, I didn't. You've not been a subscriber, have you not?
Oh. Okay.
We've now come to my favourite point in the show, the quiz. If you look behind you, this is where everyone's scores are. Who are you trying to beat here on the leaderboard? James Alcott 3.
What are the questions about? Sorry,
it's 5 football.
Just general football.
General football questions.
I'd like to beat. Bez would be good. Thogden would be good.
Yeah,
Sharky got 3.
Yeah.
Sharky doesn't know anything about football. No, I'm only joking. James Alcott for me. I'd like to beat James Alcott.
James Alcott is very intelligent.
I feel bad for him. Like QPR aren't getting promoted anymore. I've been selling them all season. So they just lost to Peterborough.
Anything above 3.
Did they actually?
Yeah, they're worst side in the championship.
Yeah, they are by a country mile as well.
Peterborough.
Not anymore. Derby are now, unfortunately.
Oh, are they?
They're bottom now, Derby.
Oh, after the win for the Pete.
Yeah.
For the posh.
Well, I'll quickly touch on Derby quickly. I think Rooney's doing quality.
I don't think they're going to make it though, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So
it's all gone to waste. If they do make it, what a story.
It's 8 points now.
That's tough.
Reading are doing too well.
Oh, that's such a shame because they're really. I think they're going to be. If they didn't have the point deduction, they're like mid-table.
Oh yeah, easy, madness.
Because I thought when Rooney took, I was looking at him like he didn't get the best start and like it wasn't great, but he's really proving himself as a manager right now. Better than Frank.
He's better than Frank. In my opinion, he's better than Frank.
Yeah. Did you see the post-match interview between Frank Lampard after the Crystal Palace game? Jamie and I were laughing about it earlier.
I recreate it.
So anyway, they lose 4-0 to Palace. They're out the FA Cup.
Oh, I did see this. Yeah.
And Lampard goes, so first goal, concede a corner. Second goal's a poor goal. Third goal's a float goal. Fourth goal's a poor goal. It was just so funny that anyone that plays FIFA or remotely close to it just has a classic reaction.
What's the question about like his daughter's birthday or something? Was that one of the questions?
What?
Or was that a meme? One of the questions was like he got asked about his daughter's birthday.
No, he was talking about VAR. Is that my 3-year-old daughter could have seen it? That was
okay. I got the wrong end of the stick on that one then.
Yeah.
Either way, look,
it was
quiz time.
It was the Man City game.
Don't worry about it. Quiz time. Don't make me look like an idiot. Here we go.
Cool. Talking about his daughter's birthday party.
Question number 1. Before coming Manchester City, what was the club known as? Is it A, Ardwick FC, B. Main Road Rovers, C. Salford FC, or D. Manchester Royals?
Is it A?
It is A. Yeah.
Nice.
What is A?
So before the club was called Manchester City, they were called Ardwick FC. Yeah. So their first 7 years of being a professional football club, they were known as Ardwick FC.
Ardwick FC.
Ardwick FC. Yeah.
We're older than Arsenal. We're one of the oldest clubs in the country.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, we won our first trophy before United.
Because they only just hit.
Yeah, we won our first trophy in 1904. I think United didn't win a trophy till the 1920s. Actually, they beat Bristol City in the FA Cup to win their first trophy.
It's not. Luckily, it's not.
Yeah. Also, by the way, if you are playing along, leave your answers in the comments down below.
Yeah. Interesting fact as well. Before you were professional, you were actually called West Gordon St Mark's.
I thought that's what one of the answers was going to be. I knew it was that one.
Oh, right.
But
nice.
I knew Ardwick as well.
What is behind Ardwick? Is that just like the area?
It was
of
just where you were playing.
Yeah.
It was Ardwick. Yeah.
Question number 2.
Question number 2. In the 2010-11 season, Manchester City won the FA Cup 1-0 with Yaya Toure scoring the only goal in the second half. Who were their opponents?
Stoke City.
Yeah, it was Stoke City.
You've just asked a die-hard City fan who they beat in an FA Cup final.
Jamie, you had 40 minutes. You had 40 minutes to change the question after that point.
I forgot that was one of the questions.
He literally spoke about it earlier, and you still have time.
Jamie, I will say, in previous episodes, I've actually made up a few questions on the spot.
Have you?
I'm gonna.
That's so poor.
I can't believe that.
I still get the point, guys. Sorry. I want the point.
You can absolutely have the point.
We're pushing for a 5.
Yeah.
Question number 3.
Is the next one? Oh, who did they beat in the semi-final before that? It's not that.
Who did Eric Cantona play for before he was signed by Manchester United?
Leeds United.
I mean, it's your quiz, so yeah.
Yes, Leeds United.
Yeah, it was Leeds United.
Yeah,
it's the world's easiest quizzes.
I don't want to say anything.
Well, this one's a true or false, so you might get this one wrong.
Here we go. 3 out of 3.
Probably not.
Mario Balotelli's "Why Always Me" T-shirt was originally meant to say "Why Always You."
I'm going to say that's false.
Yeah, that doesn't make
sense. I think he premeditated the "Why Always Me." I think it's false.
I'm going with false as well. Play along.
It is false. Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, does it?
No,
Why always you?
Yeah.
Who are you talking to, Mario? What's the deal? Are you all right? Anyway, it's 4 out of 4. This is for
QPR.
Joint leadership. Joint winner.
Number 5.
I can't believe it. Sorry.
I'll take the Stoke one all day.
Who am I?
Oh.
Birmingham born and bred. I spent my early youth career at Leeds, Oldham, and then Manchester City. I broke into the first team in 2005, making my debut against Arsenal in a 1-0 loss. I have 1 Premier League title, 1 FA Cup, and 1 Football League Cup. I only ever played for 2 English sides, but I have also played 10 games for Italian side Fiorentina.
Mickey Richards.
That was so clean. Well, that's another 5, isn't it?
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
5 out of 5. Well done.
Thanks very much.
5 out of 5.
That was the quickest 5 as well.
And you know what? That actually overtakes F&G because it was the quickest.
That is record time, yeah.
That was record time,
about 4 seconds.
I'll take that. Cheers, lads.
We actually got someone with serious ball knowledge on this pod, mate. That's why.
You know what, Jamie? I'm not upset. I'm disappointed.
It's even worse.
No, it's not that bad. Obviously, you know, you work in YouTube, you do all that sort of stuff. What you said you were working for Kiss FM at the moment?
Yeah, I work for Kiss FM, so I do all their sort of social media and stuff like that.
How did you get into that? What did you do like growing up, like at uni? Did you go to uni?
Yeah, no, I went to uni in London, and I spent all my money on camera gear. Like, I'm sure you guys obviously know, like, you know, when you're YouTubers, and, you know, I think you were more direct YouTubers than I ever was. But I started filming and then photography, and I worked in football for a football website very early, and then. Yeah, I just.
What did you study at uni?
I did film with English, but film theory. So you're not making films. It was very analytical and stuff like that. And I was the only person really in my class to sort of go out and just try and make stuff. And I made so many like little films and stuff like that, you know. And yeah, so I'm sort of in production now. Sort of obviously worked with you guys in football and various football shows and stuff like that. So sort of in the space that way.
Obviously, doing all this sort of stuff, you get a chance to like meet quite a few like. Not necessarily your idols, but like, you know, footballers and whatnot, people you look up to. Who's the best person you sort of met or spoken to, had the chance to speak to?
I've actually met Maradona. at a charity event, and that blew my mind. I mean, so it was 2016. I was like,
it makes a lot of sense.
Job. Yeah,
it makes a lot of sense now.
the aura around. I've been lucky. I've met all the big footballers you could think of, like, you know, in our kind of generation: Wayne Rooney, Aguero, Sterling, De Bruyne. You know, I've been lucky just working in the space. But Maradona had an energy around him where everyone was quiet.
Yeah.
Even big presenters. I was actually stood next to Harold Webb. Like, he was doing a charity referee game in Paris, actually, and that's where I filmed him. And Maradona came with like 30 security guards, but the presence that he had was surreal.
He's like a god, isn't he?
Not religious. Yeah.
He was a god. Yeah. And then he shook hands with Pele, and we were there to film
Pele
that.
shake hands with Maradona.
And I saw Maradona put on his kit and play 5-a-side against Rio Ferdinand, and it was for a watch company.
Were they shaking? It was like
proper handshake.
Squeezing a bit harder, mate.
No one knows this. They had a feud for like 20 years.
That's what I mean.
Speak. I didn't know that until that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
What's that about, though? I'm the best player.
I'm the best player.
Literally, yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, they're just going over shaking hands, like, oh, you got a strong handshake. I'm strong.
Bastard, I'm gonna 2-foot you today.
Yeah.
I was speaking to someone who works in Argentina.
But do you not think like those two players with like such sorry to cut you off. Like,
sorry, just gave me the funniest look when you did that.
That's all over.
Sorry. I came to me straight away. But like, do you not think two players with like such egos that are genuinely revered would just clash heads at that point? It's like Messi and Ronaldo now.
I feel like Messi and Ronaldo are low key like best mates.
I don't think so.
They respect each other.
I think they respect each other. I think they would like.
But do you not
they wouldn't necessarily have dinner, but they'd send a text saying, "Well played today, mate."
But do you not think that's because in this generation you kind of have to be, because everything will be outed in?
Well, mate, Pele's still salty about Ronaldo. Pele still say, "No, Ronaldo's not. It's got the best goals. I've actually still got him." It's like, mate, just like, you know, you're wrong.
But that's these are also people that have like, Pele won 3 World Cups, so I mean, like, he obviously knows it. On a level of I don't know. Yeah. Sorry, I cut you off big time there.
I can't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, I spoke to someone who works in Argentina this week, and she was saying like the Maradona era, the Maradona aura. Sorry, like he is like a human god. Obviously, died now, but like even if she said even if I go to Naples and I tell someone from Naples that I'm Argentinian, they're like, "Oh, come in, we'll give you a tea." Like they treat Argentinians as like these like superior humans. It's true.
Really?
Yeah. If Argentina goes to Naples, they're like treated like a god as well, just because of what Maradona did for that town.
Yeah.
They put a statue of him in Napatolian plate, like restaurants or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Even in London, you'll see little Maradona statues. That was down to how he played football, and that's what we talk about Mbappe, lightly. But it's like he played football to an extent that actually kind of transcended the sport, and that's why he was revered. He wasn't just a golf. If he was just a finisher, no one would be talking about him like that.
Do you not think? I looked back at the Messi's goal that is like a carbon copy of Maradona.
What against Atletico Bilbao?
Yeah, is it Bilbao? It was something like that, wasn't it?
Was it in La Liga?
Yeah.
I think it was Bilbao.
And it's like they both get the. I looked back at it yesterday. And I was like, what the fuck? Well, how is that? I think that's so weird. Like that goal. It's exactly the same.
It's like I know it's not really comparable, but remember the Saka goal versus Watford? You overlaid.
Arsenal fan, man.
No, I'm being serious. I'm just from a visual standpoint.
I know, I get your point. But
I'm saying
it's the same shot. Like Maradona.
Yeah, I
Messi,
scored the same. I scored the same as a Maradona goal in the playground. You know what I mean?
Like they've scored. No, they ran from inside their own half, gone past the same defenders, gone round the same keeper in the same movement, and finished in the same movement. 35, 40 years apart.
You know the Messi goal that he scored in the Champions League, where like the layoff, and then it was against Man City. And that goal for Saka versus Watford is pretty much identical in the way that it plans out. It's just how weird that sometimes goals mirror each other over time. Right. That's the point I was trying to make, and you went, fucking Watford. It's crazy how goals can get recreated so amazingly precise in 2 completely different football matches. Like, how the fuck is that?
Actually. Yeah.
So obviously you met one of the greats of all time.
That was the best for me. Yeah.
Did you get a chance to like spit, or you just see him? Did you get?
It was just being like, I was
aura.
as close as we are, and obviously he doesn't speak English, but there was like a good 5-10 minutes where we're just sort of standing there, kind of taking it all in.
Yeah.
It was an unbelievable experience, and I was still at uni at that time, so it was just an unbelievable experience.
Wow. Who's the best person you've probably like worked with, like got a chance to actually like talk to on a level?
Oh, that's tough. We did a shoot with I worked with Nike once, and we did stuff with De Bruyne. That was really special.
Cool.
Yeah.
Especially as a City fan, I'm guessing.
That was amazing, and that was when he first joined, so no one knew how good he'd actually be. We hadn't won a Premier League with Guardiola at that point. It was the first season when we were getting battered by Leicester City and all that. We lost to Arsenal in the semi-final of the FA Cup and all that. Oh, what?
Has he always had a personality? Because he's quite a funny guy, right?
What, De Bruyne?
Yeah.
He was quiet. I think City fans think he's quiet. I don't think he's got much of a personality. Not in a bad way. I think he's quite a quiet guy.
I think he's quite quiet.
Yeah. And when he was outspoken in the Champions League final and he was sort of shouting, and then he got his... It's not... If a game's going bad, you don't want De Bruyne on the case. You don't really. You want other players. Like Ruben Diaz is a good example. You want that guy to build you up. Once De Bruyne starts shouting, he's not really the same. You know what I mean? He's not right, is it?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know. Yeah.
You're not going to respect De Bruyne shouting at you, are you?
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit whingy as opposed to like motivating.
Yeah, exactly.
I know what you mean. What's the craziest thing you have done as part of your career that you've just gone other than the Maradona?
Like a pinch me moment.
Oh, I don't know. That's tough. I was able to work with Man City and make a documentary about Man City. So I interviewed Mike Summerby, and I was able to talk to the sporting director at City and some of the City players and stuff like that. That was amazing. I was only like 21 when that happened and stuff like that. And there was like a proper partnership with Man City just for like a little mini doc sort of thing. But that was just
how did you get that?
That was just through like sort of the football website I work with, and it's just sort of one of those partnerships that sometimes comes up in football where the club's open to PR for whatever reason.
Man City are quite good at that sort of stuff, though, aren't they?
They're really
I think they're leading the lay, aren't they?
They're very transparent, and their esports stuff's really good, and stuff like that. I really, if you ever get to work with a footballer, I think it's, even if it's like a D-list footballer, I think we all love football so much, don't we? It's just mad.
Yeah. Well, if you had to pick one, apart from the Etihad, you had to pick one stadium to play at a football match in, what stadium?
I wouldn't play at the Etihad. I love it to the bits, but I wouldn't play there. Nah, it's way more historic stadiums, to be honest with you.
It's hard to pick one that you have to pick one.
That's hard. I don't want to say Wembley is up there for me because it's the home of English football, I guess.
Yeah.
I think it'd probably be old Wembley if it was still a thing. Really? I know it's ridiculous saying that, but it'd be old Wembley, I think.
Just rebuild the ground.
Yeah, exactly. That was a special stadium. I'm sorry I never went to go there really. The new one's not special at all, is it?
Yeah,
let's be honest.
Yeah. I mean, it's had special occasions, but it feels quite hollow. Like over time, hopefully,
it needs a chance. Like at the end of the day, it's still a new stadium, doesn't it? Like it needs a chance to.
It feels new and clean. Like there's no character.
It wasn't clean at the time. Game week 31 predictions.
Oh, we actually want to do Okay, but they're in like 2 weeks' time.
Yeah,
it's 2nd of April.
It's international break, isn't it? We're going to watch an international break game.
Oh yeah, we're going to England, Ivory Coast, aren't we?
Because it's your birthday.
It's my birthday. Oh my god, it's my birthday.
Yeah.
Oh god. Okay.
How old are you going to be, sorry?
Going to be 26.
26.
Oh, sorry.
26. Yeah. 30. You're older than me.
Who?
You.
Yeah.
You're 28.
No, but it's just
You're 28? Oh,
just a I'm not 28.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
I'm 27. I'm only a year.
You're 28. Stop lying.
1994.
All right, here's what we're going to do then. We're going to do England predictions. We've got Ivory Coast, and we've got the other team.
I don't know what the other game is.
What is it? It's on the 26th. It's on the 26th. It's on the Saturday.
Oh, it's on this weekend?
Yeah.
I'm going to the Arsenal women's.
No, you're not.
Oh,
you're
maybe
Glasgow.
I'm not actually,
yeah, you're in Glasgow. North London Derby, Arsenal Spurs in the women's team.
It is.
Is it really? Yeah, wow.
So let's do England, Ivory Coast first then.
Well, we're going to beat them, obviously.
Yeah.
Switzerland.
Nicolas Pepe could haunt us though.
Well, what is the point of these games?
Shaqiri.
They're two different games.
I know, but Nicolas Pepe against England could bag himself a goal.
He could. Yeah.
Easy. Shaqiri could score a thunder goal, like he always does, 35 yards or something.
Zaha pen.
Yeah, Zaha could play. Yeah.
Yeah, so we've gone. England, let's do an actual specific scoreline before we end it.
3-1.
Yeah, I'll do something like 3-1.
3-1?
Yeah.
Think I'm going to concede?
Probably with.
I don't think there's enough
of
a game to care about to be
not enough riding on it. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agree.
And then the Ivory Coast.
Oh, that's the one I was.
That's what I think.
Sorry, England, and then England, Switzerland.
I think it'd be 0-0.
Yes,
like a boring 0-0.
Maybe 1-0, something like that.
Bit dry, isn't it? Bit dry. What's the point? I'd pull out. Would you pull out of Switzerland? Why are you playing? We've got all these Man City, especially Man City, Liverpool players. Obviously, Klopp came out recently and said about that we get punished more because we have international players.
It's always Burnley as well, isn't it? That he picks on. It's always, I don't get the agenda every time. It's like Burnley don't have this problem.
Yeah.
Why do we need to?
Well, actually, Maxwell Cornet's in that game, so.
Oh, he is.
There you go. Sean Dyche's going to come out.
Fucking Jurgen.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Strange, isn't it?
On that note, before we end it, we won't forget. You need to sign the England shirt of dreams. And if you lot obviously want to be in a chance of winning this shirt, just join our FPL league. It's not too late to join Fantasy Premier League.
You're cutting it close there. We only got like 7 game weeks left.
The code is gqxngc. What bit of real estate are you taking?
I'm going to take this bit. I'm going to do...
Well, that's quite nice.
Oh, that's a pro, that is.
Yeah. Thanks very much.
Mate, thank you so much for
joining us. Yeah, thanks very much.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
It's great insight as well.
If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed. Follow Buvey on all this stuff, linked in the description down below.
Yep.
Rate us 5 stars on
Spotify.
And
I don't think the other one has 5-star rating, does it?
Oh.
Apple? It does.
Yeah.
Okay, Apple.
Like and subscribe. Shout out to Jamie for his incredible quiz questions.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Very bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Very good. Oh, whatever. Bye.
Buvey.